Yesterday at Phoenix Comic-Con, I had the opportunity to interview Philip Haldiman, aka Denny from The Room.
Oh, hey guys.
Oh, hi, Denny.
The Room has become legend as the worst movie, or the best worst movie, ever made. If you've seen my Love Letter to Mortal Kombat video, you know how much I love bad movies. Not painfully bad movies like The Last Airbender.
It's time we show the Fire Nation that we believe in our beliefs as much as they believe in theirs.
But beautifully bad movies like Plan 9 from Outer Space.
I? A fiend? I am a soldier of our planet. I? A fiend?
Or Mortal Kombat.
One of you three will decide the outcome of the tournament. The fate of billions will depend upon you.
Or The Room.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
Phil Haldiman, Denny, is now a journalist in Phoenix and an award-winning actor. He's written his experiences in making The Room and turned them into a series of comic books called, somewhat ironically, My Big Break. In this interview, he tells us a little bit about those experiences, why he decided to write his memoir and put it out in comic book form, and he gives some of his best advice for young writers today, so pay close attention. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Philip Haldiman.
Shameless promotion.
Absolutely. Guys, I am here with Phil Haldiman, aka Denny from The Room. This is him. Phil and I first met when I first came down here back in 2015. And we've been kind of friends ever since. Don't really get a chance to hang out very much, but we both live down here in Phoenix. And I am going to do a quick interview with him for you writers out there, because he has been talking about his experience making The Room in comic book form for the past, how many years have you been doing this now?
It's going on almost 10 years now.
Almost 10 years now you've been making these comics and stuff.
We are very slow. We go slow. Everybody at my creative team is very busy. They have their own jobs and things like that. But so we're coming out with a comic book each year. And so I'm the writer, obviously, and we've got two artists that work on the project. And we kind of start with a brainstorming about what we want to put in each issue, and then I write it, and then I hand them over the script, and they basically work their magic and make it come to life.
They're
a huge part of the process.
Yeah, the art is great. I mean, like that. If you guys haven't seen The Room before, it's Tommy Wiseau. You might have heard of what was the other movie called? The Disaster Artist. Yes, I saw that one too, and that was fun. That was written by Greg Sestero, one of the other stars of the film. But okay, so Phil, what made you want to write your story? What made you want to put that on paper?
First off, I wanted to be an actor, and I was an actor for a number of years before I moved to LA. But I basically got my theater degree and hightailed it out to Hollywood after I graduated from college at ASU, and thus began the story of My Big Break.
Oh yes,
that's what the story is basically. I mean, I got some work in the film industry, of course, but really, my first big gig, I didn't realize at the time, was an audition for The Room, and the experience was wild.
I've read the books. It's very wild. I'm looking forward to reading the last one that you just released.
And so it was we'd show up late to set every day, and we'd have to reshoot new stuff, and we always wondered where the money was coming from, and so every day was a new day, and I was like, I want to write about this, and at the time I just journaled all the time. I journaled my experiences, and the other part of that was my experience living in LA, growing up, becoming an adult in Hollywood in my 20s, and
yeah, and you're older than Greg Sestero, right?
I am, a couple years older, yes.
You were one of the older actors in the film, even though you played a 17-year-old or a 16-year-old.
Right.
So
I looked younger than I played, which is always good, because you have the knowledge to play younger, and so that can be an asset for you, of course.
Yep.
But I knew I wanted to write about it, and I knew I had just some wild experiences in Hollywood, and so I came back and I started writing. I mean, I left LA in 2004, and I just started writing. And I got to about 20,000 words, and I hit a block. I hit an emotional point.
I've been there.
Yeah, and so I just could not write anymore, and I just set it aside. And I told my friends about it and kind of what I was going through, and a good friend of mine said, you know what, you should make a comic book out of this story.
Oh my God!
And it was
what a great idea!
It was a great idea because it captured the story of my life in LA with the room and all that stuff, and better than any just like a novella or a memoir could have captured. And so I came back and I found a friend of a friend who was a local artist in the local art community in downtown Phoenix, and we started writing, and then we added another member to the team, and he really had good knowledge. I want to show you this right here.
Okay.
If you go in here, you can look at that issue right there.
Yep.
You can look at this issue, and you can see the growth there. This
Oh,
is issue
yeah.
1, and this is issue 7.
Oh yeah, like I said, that is Tommy Wiseau. That is him. I've been to the midnight showings of The Room, and that's him for sure. That's great.
And so we've grown collaboratively as
Is it still the same artist?
Yes.
Awesome. Oh, so he's grown too. Like you guys have
Oh,
both
yeah.
really developed.
Definitely,
Oh, that's
yeah.
awesome.
So and
That is so
honestly,
cool.
Like that's one of the things I really like about writing, especially in a collaborative situation, is that you grow together and you learn together and you become better at what you do.
That's great.
So I mean, I'm so thankful for the experience.
Yeah, writing collaboratively. I've written collaboratively a few times with a friend of mine, a couple of friends of mine who are artists, and it really is cool because like my work will inspire them to draw something, but then they'll draw something. I'm like, holy crap, I need to write something about that. And so it's like a back and forth, and that it makes the whole story better, and the whole thing comes alive with the artwork and everything. So I've never done a full comic book, but I've done illustrated books, and they're so much fun
Exactly.
to do.
It's more than just the writing and the art, you know. It's the layout. It's everything that you really grow and you become better at. And you know, we produce quicker than we did 7-8 years ago.
Right.
We've just gotten better at it, and it's been a really beautiful process.
Excellent. Oh well. Is there any advice you would give to young writers today? One big piece of advice. Your number one piece of advice.
I would say, don't stop. Keep writing. Write what you know, but learn, and put that into your writing. Just keep doing it, because you know what? You'll get better. And you may have talent. You may or may not even have talent. But even if you don't have talent, like as an actor too. I mean, it's been in the worst movie ever made.
Yeah.
But by the same token, we've done projects. The acting team from The Room did side projects together, and we won Best Ensemble.
No way. Okay, what are a few of those projects?
The one that I'm thinking of that comes out is The Room mockumentary, Where Are They Now? And so we took all the Room actors.
Oh, no way.
And we've done little vignettes of each of us and our experiences. And that
I want to see that. I'm looking that up.
Awards.
Oh my God.
Acting, no less, you know?
Wow.
So my point is, you will get better at whatever you do. And you know what? People might not recognize your work as such, as something important, but they very well might possibly in the future if you keep sticking it out, you know?
That's awesome.
So I would say don't give up, you know?
Don't give up, stick to it. That's something I tell my writing students all the time. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, guys. Phil Haldiman, ladies and gentlemen, Denny from The Room. You can see that he has made a masterpiece of what was a masterpiece of bad filmmaking. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that interview. I know I did. It's been a long time since I did an interview, and so I need to work on interview skills. I was so excited. I had so much nervous energy. It was early in the day, my first Comic-Con in 3 years. My first interview since I was doing my Fun with Fiction podcast like 7 or 8 years ago. So I gotta get back in the flow of that. I kept interjecting, kept interrupting. Sorry about that, Phil. But still, everything he said was great. The advice he gave you guys, just keep going, keep writing, keep learning, keep developing yourself. You know, I've got a master's degree in creative writing. I've been published a number of times. I've been paid for my work, and I still devour every writing class I come across. I pick up every writing book I can. I am constantly learning and trying to improve myself as a writer and to pass that knowledge that I gain on to you guys. So that is such valuable advice, and I hope that Phil and I can talk again sometime, maybe have a longer, more in-depth interview and really hear about his experiences and his experiences as a writer, because he is a journalist and an editor down here, and I would just love to pick his brain about that. So again, Phil, thank you. Phil's comic series, My Big Break, is great. It's equal parts humorous and heartbreaking. It's hilarious, but at the same time, it's powerful, it's impactful, it's intense, it's outrageous, it's compelling reading all the way through. I've talked to you guys recently about how we need to share our work and be vulnerable as writers. And in this comic series, Phil does just that. He is extremely vulnerable. It's a very personal series to him, but that doesn't take anything away from that. That only adds to it. It is a joy to read, so I highly recommend that. You can pick up his comic book series at philiphaldiman.com. You can also learn more about his life there. I'm going to post a link to that in the description below. Also, as he mentioned in the interview, you can see Phil and the rest of the cast of The Room in an award-winning mockumentary series for free at theroommockumentary.com. I'll post a link to that in the description below as well. So please go watch that, and if you can, throw them some support. They all deserve it. And please go show Phil some support. He's a great guy. He suffered a lot to bring us a magnificent work of art. And he and his fellow cast members, they deserve all the love in the world. Thanks again to Philip Haldiman for this interview. Thanks to you guys for watching it. And I have another interview coming up soon with Jim Starlin, the legendary comics creator, the guy who killed Robin, the guy who brought us the Infinity War. I had a chance to talk to him, and he gives his advice to young writers, and it is amazing. So keep an eye out for that. If you don't want to miss that, so click subscribe and that little bell button so you get notified when that interview comes up. Also, be sure to click the like button on this video and leave a comment below letting me and Phil know what you thought of the interview. Until next time, good luck guys, good writing, peace.